What I love about Mariah's performance with I'll Be There is the fact that she was of service to the audience. When she was singing to the audience. She was performing the song, but also she was never really the type of performer, especially in this video anyway, that doesn't include her singers. I've seen Mariah live and she always interacts with the backing singers and allows them to shine just as much as her, because she also knows they layer up her sound. I love this performance, not only because there's a moment where she sings and she's singing in the microphone and she lifts her hand up like this, I'll be there, this bit, and I love that because she was so in the moment. But also what happened with her was she was like saying like, I'm giving everything to you, to the audience. Like if you watch it back, it's a fantastic show of just a natural ability and this is another thing, a natural trust in her voice. And a lot of singers, especially when they've had vocal problems or maybe they're cracking during rehearsals, there's this doubt, there's the ego fear that comes in, like I was talking about in episode 6 of the Sunday show. The ego fear says, watch that bit, you may crack on that bit again. And I just love the fact that she has so much trust with her voice and so much I don't feel as if she loves the songs that she sings at this point, and I know for a fact from watching her on Oprah that she moans about like those being Tommy Mottola songs that were created for her but not her actual style. And a lot of singers, especially around this time, had the same problem. Whitney did, Celine did, Mariah did. So I understand they're not like passion driven songs of hers, but I really feel like this performance is absolutely effortless, and it's such a great music. It actually demonstrates her musicality and also her ability to work with other performers. Because sometimes, I mean, when I watch a Rihanna performance, I haven't really seen very much interaction and much in a way of sharing the stage in a respectful way with her backing singers. And I know Mariah does this in spades, and I love it so much because you know, the backing singers are absolutely incredible, and it's such a lucrative business, and it's also very competitive. You have to be amazing to be a backing singer, especially for a caliber like Mariah Carey. So you know, working together as a team, that was a team effort, and I really love that. But I also love the fact that it's a Jackson 5 song, I'll Be There, and it's a cover for her, so it's something that is different from the stuff that she was singing at the time, which is probably like Emotions, and what was her other album at the time, At Any Time You Need a Friend on it, Music Box. So I think I also know this was way before Daydream. It's just amazing to see a singer who just opens their mouth and just this amazingness comes out, you know, without this over effort. Like, there's so much effort that goes into most singers these days trying to belt in this voice and, you know, doing this in this voice. And, you know, the reason why Mariah has the most #1 songs on the billboards, but also because she also is a master at, well, she was a master of her voice. Let's just say that she was a master of her voice, and this is just such an amazing video to showcase her at her best. Now, a favourite song of mine with Mariah, Anytime You Need a Friend, and also Holy Night from her Merry Christmas album. Absolutely incredible. And I used to practice a lot with Mariah and the whistle voice, which used to drive my dad crazy, but had to be done. Had to get those high notes out. So she's, like I say, amazing in this, and it's a great demonstration of the vocal, the human voice and its capability. Can I look now? Is it okay to look? Eee! Oh my gosh. Okay, so because she's such a professional, She didn't walk off stage. That's number one. Number two, she, although she didn't want to, like, she didn't sing, Mariah of the 90s would have just taken that microphone, said, turn off that music, I'll sing this a cappella. Mariah of 2016 just can't do that. You know, I think she looked amazing, by the way. I mean, she's had twins. She's an old lady now, she's in her 40s. I thought she looked amazing. But there's a point in which the amazingness, I don't want to sound negative, so I'm trying to say this in the really nice way. You know, you can't just look amazing. You need to pull it out of the bag, because there's so many youngsters beneath you now. There's Beyonce, there's Katy Perry, there's, you know, Demi Lovato, there's Ariana Grande. There's so many performers out there that are absolutely killing it. And then you put Mariah on there, who is a legend, and when you book Mariah, you're booking The Voice, you know, and you turn up and then nothing. So what does this mean? Does this mean that Mariah doesn't sing live anymore? Does it mean that Mariah literally just walks back and forth looking like a Christmas bauble with high heels with like little pom-poms on them? Because to be honest, I went to see Mariah when she did the Charm Bracelet album, the tour, and let me tell you something, her voice is still amazing. Sorry, it was still amazing in Charm Bracelet. I haven't heard her live since the Charm Bracelet album. But it was still impressive. You know, she's still hitting those high notes. She's still got the tone and the quality in her mixed voice. You know, girl still had it when I saw her. And I just feel as if she's surrounded by people who are ego-driven, surrounded by people who are not supporting her in the way that they need to support her, and actually say, do you know what, babe? Maybe you should really get back to your vocal lessons. Maybe you should really get yourself a performing coach. Maybe you should go back to the drawing board. Take all the crap off you and start again. You know, because I really believe Mariah of the 90s wasn't Mariah. And Mariah now has become this, you know, sorry, the Mariah of the 90s wasn't herself, because she was made to wear what she was wearing and made to sing what she was singing. Then we had Mariah of now, who's basically, like I said, like the fairy at the top of the Christmas tree, looking sparkly and amazing and a diva-like. But you know what? We don't need a diva. We need someone who stands up on stage and sings a bloody song on New Year's Eve and lets us have a good time, and not look at us and look at them and actually pity them or feel like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. Regardless of what happens, if you can sing, which to be honest, she should be able to. And also, you know, people pay to buy your records. I believe people should be singing live. But anyway, I don't mind backing track. Like, you know, do you see what I mean? Like, I don't mind having song layering in songs. That's fine. But comes a point where she is experienced enough to grab that microphone and to just belt something out. Even if it was just like, guys, I'm so, like, she did say like, oh, this isn't working or whatever, and then she just started prancing around with her dancers. No, that was time to take control. That was time for her to be in a leadership role and say, actually, I'm just going to cut the track. Guys, just cut the track. Let's start it again. Adele did that in the Grammys. I had so much respect for her when she did that. It showed leadership. It showed, you know what? She did a tribute to George Michael. And she was just like, no, I will not have this. I will not have a bad performance for George. I want this to be good. So I'm going to stop and we're going to start again. And there was nothing stopping Mariah in doing that. And live TV or no live TV, people would have respected her more for that. And I'm so sorry to say that this performance is just another kind of nail in the coffin of Mariah's career. And don't get me wrong, anyone who knows me, anyone knows that I've got every single album. Everyone knows that. I love Mariah. It's all I used to sing as a kid. But you know what? There comes a point where there needs to be some truth given to her. There needs to be something that says, do you know what, babe? It isn't you. It's the people around you, because they're not telling you the truth. They're riding on the crest of a wave that no longer exists. And so I love Mariah to the cows come home. Honestly, I really do. And it really pains me that this happened. I had tears in my eyes when it happened, and not because I was laughing at her. I literally was upset for her. Upset because I just wanted her to be amazing. I wanted her to shine. Because I also think that sometimes when you go into an audition, the person behind, the casting director, they want you to be amazing. The audience always wants a great performance. And it was just a farcical thing, and I just don't, I know it was like, we're in 2017 now, but for me, it was such a painful thing to watch. It really was. And my heart went out to her. It really did. And I really feel very, very similar to the way I felt about Britney, actually. Do you know when Britney had a meltdown? Like, you need to surround yourself with so much positivity and people who support you. And that's what Mariah so desperately needs. Do you know, I was watching Mariah's World, which is on E. It was a reality show about her life, and I just wanted to, like, babe, like, I know you have loads of money and whatever, but live in the real world. You have to live in the real world, because you're only connecting to your, like, really, really, really hardcore fans now, and they go into, like, they're going to Katy Perry concerts right now. They're not going to yours. So, and I mean that about kind of the normal population, because obviously her diehard lambs are going to go to a concert. My heart went out to Mariah for this performance, and it made me want to. I wrote a blog post on it, actually. I was that upset, but I really wanted to just say, like, you need to go back to the drawing board. It needs to be like day one. And if this is going to be a career that you want to continue, you need to start putting the work in. Stop the parties, stop the glitter, stop the diamonds. Just get to work and work hard doing it, because it's not good enough.